speak with, and of course, Ms. Joanne Brooks, head of the CSME Unit. All right, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear us?
All right, I'm hearing you. Yes, indeed. All right. So just to raise my hand so I would know who I'm speaking to. Joanne Brooks, which?
She's not here with us this morning.
All right. So we do have Brittany Peters. Very good. And we have Abiki Doughty.
Hi, good morning.
Very good. All right. So let's get into it. What is CARICOM, or what is the CARICOM Single Market and Economy and the free movement?
So the CARICOM Single Market and Economy is an arrangement amongst the 14 member states of the CARICOM that was arranged through the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and it allows for the creation of the single economic space amongst all of the member states to facilitate easier movement of goods, services, capital, and skilled labor. The free movement regime is the core regimes that allows for this to happen, and Brittany will tell you a bit more about it.
Of course.
So what is the skill circuit and what are the benefits of having one?
Of course. So the skill certificate is a document that is regionally harmonized across all of the member states. I like to call it your regional work permit because it allows you to live, move, and work across all of the CSME participating member states. It's valid for life. And there are some benefits to it, such as allowing for indefinite stay in your passport. As you know, currently, right now, CARICOM nationals are allowed a 6-month entry stamp when they visit another member state. However, once you have your skill certificate, you are allowed indefinite stay. You are also allowed to carry your spouse and dependents with you on your skill certificate as well, and they will be entitled to those rights. You're also allowed to land and other benefits. You are supposed to be treated as a national when you go to these other member states under your skill certificate.
And what is the right of establishment and the work permit exemption?
The right of establishment is one of the other regimes under the CSME, which allows CARICOM nationals to set up businesses, such as companies, in any of the participating member states, and they're supposed to be afforded equal treatment, equal national treatment. That means whatever is afforded to the nationals of the respective member states that you want to establish your business in, the same would apply for a CARICOM national from another member state. So it really allows for businesses to be established multinationally. It creates economic improvement for the citizens of that country and for the ones in the receiving country as well.
And what other CARICOM countries participate in the free movement regime?
Sure. So there are 14 CARICOM member states that participate in the CSME regime. I'll just go through them. So there's Antigua and Barbuda, there's Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Haiti, Montserrat, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Suriname, and of course Trinidad and Tobago.
And what are the categories of skills nationals?
So there are 12 categories of skilled nationals, and it's important to note that recently at the 49th regular meeting of the heads of government of CARICOM, there was a 13th category added on, which is aviation professionals. However, the organizations and the other bodies of CARICOM, such as COTAD and COSOD, have to meet to establish the qualification criteria and definition for aviation professionals, so they will be able to move in the near future. However, the 12 categories that is legislated for in Trinidad and Tobago are university graduates, holders of associate degrees, artists, artisans, musicians, sports persons, media workers, nurses, teachers, household domestics, agricultural workers, and private security guards.
And what are the CARICOM Youth Professional Programs?
So So the CARICOM Young Professional Programme is the program that Brittany and I both participated in this year. It's established by the CARICOM Secretariat with the support of the 11th European Development Fund. Ms. Misha Small-Bartley, who works at the CARICOM Secretariat, was the person who arranged the entire thing. And we participated in a program with 21 other nationals from 12 other CARICOM member states, where we first got to the CARICOM Secretariat, and we did the orientation program. So we received briefings from members who work there, technocrats from all across the region and the world. And we were able to visit important sites related to the CSME, such as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and so on in Guyana. And thereafter, we participated in the virtual component of the program, where we did country and group projects related to our greater understanding of the CSME. In a few weeks ago, actually in October, we participated in the closeout ceremony where we presented some of the work that we would have been doing along the 4 to 6 month period, and it was a very enriching experience for us.
So there's a public campaign on to bring awareness. Tell us about that.
Of course. So, as Abike stated before, each country team was engaged through a public awareness campaign. So our campaign was focused on the CSME, Your Gateway Beyond Graduation, from education to regional integration. And our target audience were Form 6 students and university students, because we thought it's important for students in secondary school to understand really the opportunities and benefits afforded to them under the free movement regime. And also for those in university, a lot of them are not aware that they can apply in other categories besides university graduates. So we thought it very important to engage these groups. And I'll just kind of go through some of these things that we were participating in. So we had a career fair at the School of Business and Computer Science. We did a student market at the University of the West Indies, an information session at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, virtual session at St. Joseph's Convent, and we had some informational placed in the Newsday, and one will be coming out shortly in the Caribbean Beat magazine. We also participated in a CSME themed panel discussion at the Jamaican High Commission, where we engaged Jamaican nationals on the CSME. We also conducted a virtual presentation with Maxi Wood Group, where we engaged engineers from Trinidad and Tobago that will be going to Guyana to work. We had a booth also. The Ministry of Culture and Community Development, their launch of their artist registry. And we're here today, doing public awareness. And this is something that we continue to do in the coming months.
Excellent. And how can CARICOM nationals apply for skills certificate and the right of establishment?
So each country, as Brittany would have reminded us earlier, has a competent authority that the national can go to if they're interested in signing up for either of those. Trinidad and Tobago, that national authority, competent authority, is the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. So they have a dedicated portal where you establish your interest, and the entire thing is online. So that's a great advancement for us in Trinidad and Tobago, the digitalization of the process. So you establish yourself on the portal, you set up an account, and then you take the process from there. Of course, you need to have all your required biodata documents with paper, passport, and so on. And then you apply for a police certificate of good character. You submit your documents, and the entire process takes about 4 to 6 weeks max. So we were able to share the information that we're sharing with you now live online with students at the UE, students at SPCS. So they were enabled with the information. Now they can share it with other potential applicants, and that's exactly the kind of input and impact that we want to have.
And where can interested persons get more information about CSME and free movement?
Sure. I just wanted to add on to what Abike was saying. The digitization of the CSME unit, it was in collaboration with iGovTT. It was launched in April 2024, and we have seen an extreme uptick in the applications. The applicants, they have highlighted the convenience of being able to apply from home, the reduction in the paper-based system and its related costs, and the ability to really track their applications online through the status bar. It has provided a lot of predictability and transparency with the application process and a really overall uptick in our customer service experience. So CARICOM nationals can apply at csme.foreign.gov.tt. I'll repeat that, csme.foreign.gov.tt. And to find out more information, they can visit our website at foreign.gov.tt. They can send us an email at info.csmeunit@foreign.gov.tt. And also, just to add, we also have a CSME appointment platform, which allows CARICOM nationals to book a telephone or a virtual consultation with us, so we can explain to them everything that they need to know about the application process, as well as we have a 24/7 chatbot on the website that provides that real-time responses to the applicants, especially after working hours.
All right. Anything else you wish to share before we close?
We'd just like to thank the CARICOM Secretariat for the opportunity to participate, and Ms. Jumaane Brooks, the CSME focal point, for her support during this part of the program. And now we are participating in the alumni network, as it were, that was established at the end of our closeout program a few weeks ago. And so we continue to support the work of the program.
And I would just like to state that, this was a really rewarding and exceptional experience. Our program manager, Ms. Michelle Small-Batley, she always told us that our mind stretch can never be the same. And all the opportunities and experiences afforded to us in this program really did that. And beyond the professional experience, just meeting our peers from around the region was really rewarding. And I just would like to shout them out. They're from Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Montserrat, Jamaica, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Suriname, and of course Trinidad and Tobago. And I'd just like to let all the young persons out there know that it's important to apply for your skill certificate, and it's important to know the opportunities afforded to you under the free movement regime, especially like operating a business or establishing a service across the region, and it's possible.
So we could refer to the free movement of Caribbean nationals or CARICOM nationals as the CSME would be your Caribbean green card, should we say? This is off the record, obviously, and I see the excitement in having that kind of interaction with our CARICOM brothers and sisters. How do you respond to that?
Well, as I say, we call it regional work permits,
Yes.
because it's really that opportunity that allows you to go to the other member states and take up these, seek employment or live and move. And one of the major benefits is that you don't have to get a work permit from the other member states once you have your skill certificate, right? And it gives you indefinite stay, and as I said before, it's valid for life. So really it is your regional work permit, your opportunity to go in the other member states to seek employment and all the other opportunities afforded to you there.
And let's just bring the whole question of, I want to use a big term, remunerations or salaries. So let's say a professional leave Barbados and his currency, and I'm bringing that into the conversation, even though this is off the record. This is me being a little curious. When is time for his remuneration? Is there something in the, how will they work that out? For example, he's working in Trinidad and Tobago, and the Trinidad currency is less than the Bajan dollar. Maybe he want to go back home to probably, he's working here and should benefit. Are there any issues or any questions from CARICOM nationals about the whole question of how will they pay it, in what currency? Has that been an issue?
That has not been an issue in terms of remuneration and CARICOM nationals seeking employment in the other member states. I think everyone is aware that when you go to the different member states, you will be paid in their currency, and that is an agreement between yourself and your employer. So there has never been any questions about that.
All right. Okay, ladies, I want to thank you very much, and I don't want to put you on the spot any further. And so thank you for being with us this morning.
And thank you for having us.